Hello everyone, good morning. My name is Talma Dimitri Perez and I am coming to you from Washington State in the US. And I'm going to be spending this week with you studying lesson number 11. The topic is financing God's work. And the memory text is found in 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 9, and it says, "We are laborers together with God. Ye are God's husbandry, ye are God's building." And we have a thought here. God has made men his stewards. The property which he has placed in their hands is the means that he has provided for the spread of the gospel. So far we've had 10 lessons talking about how we are stewards of God in everything that we have. And now in this lesson, we're going to see how with what the Lord has given us, we can also help in the work. So the topic for Sunday is something for everyone. And our first question says, what is God's method of perfecting and uniting his scattered sheep? Ephesians chapter 4, verse 11 to 16. And it says, "And he gave some apostles, and some prophets, and some evangelists, and some pastors and teachers, for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Christ, till we all come into the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of God, unto a perfect man, unto the measure of the stature of fullness of Christ, that we be no more children, tossed to and fro, and carried about with every kind of wind of doctrine, by the sleight of men, cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. But speaking the truth in love, may grow up into him in all things, which is the head, even Christ, from whom the whole body fitly joined together and compacted by that which every joint supplied, according to the effectual working in the measure of every part, maketh increase of the body unto the edifying of itself in love." So what is the method of God in perfecting and uniting his scattered children? It says here in these verses that for each of us, he has given us a gift, and something that we can do, something that we can contribute. And so we are all part of the same body. And by each of us providing something different, we all need each other. And in that way, we are brought together. And also, it brings us into a perfecting. Not only do we need each other, we have to live with each other and learn from each other and be changed by each other. So that is God's method of perfecting and uniting his children. Question B says, how does this involve a duty and a privilege for every believer? 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 7 and 8. "So then, neither is he that planted anything, neither he that watered, but God that giveth the increase. Now he that planted and he that watered are one, and every man shall receive his own reward according to his own labor." So each of us have a different capacity, gifts, or talents that we can use, and we are all necessary. So we can't do each other's work. So some of us will plant and some of us will water, but the Lord is the one that blesses all of our work and increases. That's wonderful. Not only do we need each other to do the work, but also we need God. We can't, no matter how much work we do, how much effort we put into it, without God, there would be no increase. So we are part of his work. And it says here in the little note, the Lord has made the proclamation of the gospel dependent on the consecrated ability and the voluntary gifts and offerings of his people. So we have the privilege of participating in the work. While he has called men to preach the word, he has made it the privilege of the whole church to share in the work by contributing to the means to its support. Sometimes we might not have the gift of preaching or teaching, but we all have the gift of giving. So we can all contribute to the work, even if we can't go out and preach. So may the Lord bless us and help us to remember that we are part of the body and that we can contribute to the work that the Lord has left for us to do in one way or another, and that in doing so, we are being perfected and united to the body of Christ. And I will see you tomorrow as we continue to study this lesson with the topic for Monday. God bless you. Bye-bye.